This is Total Babble. Total Babble. It's a show about music, pop culture, social media, movies, the internet, relationships, TV, whatever. Total Babble. The Total Babble Podcast.
All right, Stu and Emily hanging out, talking. I did not watch any of the State of That Union circus last night. I said to myself, it's only going to make me pissed off and stressed, so I'm not going to watch the clown with everything he had going on. And I'm seeing in the news that I guess somebody got kicked out of the event, a guy protesting him with a cane. He got kicked out. Al Green was escorted because he was rightfully saying bad things against the Cheeto, and people in the audience had signs, apparently. So that's all I know about it. We're recording this the day after. And other than that, it's just us here talking with stuff going on. Hello. What's your deal?
Hello. Welcome back to the Thunderdome. It's another exciting week in US politics, and I continue to completely ignore everything that's happening.
And just for new listeners, we're not a political show. I tell everybody that every week because there's new listeners, and then we talk politics because that's what's going on lately. But I just want to make that clear. We try to just be light and fun, but it doesn't work lately.
Yeah, it doesn't work a lot, just the oppression, it's the crushing. But I didn't watch any of it. I didn't even know that it was happening. Mm-hmm. The Oscars were happening. That's fun and exciting and
I watched a little bit of that. Conan was good. One of best joke. And it's the one that just keeps getting promoted to me on social media. It's like, it's halftime, so it's time for Kendrick to come out and call Drake a pedophile. Great joke. Great joke.
Goes, don't worry, I'm lawyered up. Like, come on.
Here's a joke I just came up with in my head based on what I know of watching that Sunday and what I've heard on my morning shows. How many Adrian Brodies does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Far out, man. I don't know. How many?
Just one, but give it 10 minutes because it's going to take at least that long.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Did you know that Adrian Brody, for the uninitiated who didn't watch it, Adrian Brody broke the Guinness World Record for the longest Oscar speech of all time, coming in at a raging 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
He just kept going. And at first I thought, okay, that's good. You go. And then it was just so ponderous and just so slow, and I'm like, get to the next sentence, and then it felt like, oh my God, you are so self-important and into yourself, and probably a great actor. I can take or leave him, and he can be a great actor, but I can still think, oh my God, you are so into yourself, and move it along. And that's what I thought in the little bit that I watched of the Oscars on Sunday. And I never watch award shows. It was on, and I like Conan, so.
Right. Although his, I think, has been billed as quite self-indulgent, but previously, I think it was the BAFTAs, Jane Fonda's speech. Good.
I was going to say I didn't see that, but I like her, and I hope she didn't do something asshole-ish because I like her a lot.
No, but fantastic.
Here's an oldie, Bob Seger, Her Strut. Do you know that song? Yeah. Very old-time rock and roll, almost before my time. That song was written about Jane Fonda. It's
amazing.
about when she was testifying before Congress and very pissed off and making her political points. All the senators or whatever were just blowing her off. And the point of the song is, they're mocking her and blowing her off. But when she leaves, they love to watch her strut. So take that, assholes.
Take that, assholes. It's interesting. I don't know. I am of a time when Jane Fonda was doing exercise videos. And so that was how I knew of Jane Fonda originally. But it's weird because that is definitely not what Jane Fonda is known for. She is an amazing actor, activist, incredible human. And I feel sorry for people like me who really just thought she's all about the exercise.
Well, I remember my mom going to do her Jane Fondas. I'm going to go do my Jane Fondas now. And that's what I knew of her. And then growing up, I kind of looked into what she was about. And it was like, wow, what a cool lady, and a lot of respect there, you know?
Yeah, magnificent human being. And if you haven't had the chance, do go ahead and listen to her her speech. It was really quite something. And I think the crux of it is that caring about other people and being kind is amazing. And you should
It's a
definitely
weird
do that.
concept today. We don't really get into that nowadays, but sure, we could look at that.
Seems overrated.
Try to be open
Seems like
to it,
it
you
might
know.
be a lot of work.
Try to be open to compassion and caring for others, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
too hard.
last week, you started talking about your girl crush, this ASMR lady, this the woman that you had discovered, and we talked about it a little bit, and I remember it as if it was just 7 days ago.
I'm going to send you some links to some ASMR on YouTube, and then we can talk about it, and you can tell me if it's nuts. Because I listen to ASMR. I'll share with you my favorite lady.
That'll be good, actually. I can probably mock you mercilessly.
What I actually expect is going to happen is that you're going to fall in love with her because she's really good looking and she's lovely and she's calming and she's nice. Anyway, she's great. I'm in love with her, it sounds like.
So that happened last week. That was off the air, but then on the air because of the way I edit the show. And then I got this link and we can play a little bit of this here. What is going on? Hello. How are you?
Welcome to this enchanting sleep session.
Thank you. Good to be here.
All you need to do for this session is just lie back, lie back, lie back.
She's doing weird stuff with her hands.
Relax. Melt into the Reiki table. Gently.
Okay, I guess her name is Reiki AssMR. Is that it? Is that her name?
No, her name's Anna.
Okay, because it says Reiki AssMR.
Self or aloud. I affirm. I allow. I accept this healing from Anna. Or you can tell it down.
Oh, okay, it's Anna, not Reiki AssMR.
I attest. I affirm.
I think it's Reiki by Anna or something. I think that's her online handle, but her name is Anna.
Okay.
But very often, the way I see it is that if you
So this goes on for a while, and then let me find it here. At one point, she's doing ad reads, I guess.
thepureincense.com.
Pureincense.com.
Yeah.
Such amazing incense.
Yep. She loves pure incense. Actually,
Such good quality.
she just likes
Good quality.
them.
Yeah.
She does do ad reads sometimes for like Helix Sleep, and then she makes that really obvious and she plays that at the beginning of her videos and she talks about how she gets paid by them. But Pure Incense, she's just a fan.
When she does the ad reads, does she whisper them? They have a deal right now for $42.95.
Sometimes, but not always. So some of her videos are soft-spoken. Some of them are whispered. Not all of them are whispered. That is one of the very few videos that's whispered.
Yeah.
Playing a situation over and over again in your mind. You don't deserve that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
If you keep playing this,
Yeah.
I will go to sleep.
I don't understand that. I love that this works for you. Whatever works for you is great. I think that you and I like and can't stand this for exactly the same reasons. You like those noises and you like all that going on. To me, my hypervigilant brain hears it and goes, what is going on? You know, I grew up with a murderer. So when that is the case, you psychologically are always on edge, listening for what is going to be happening in your house. So I'm in that mode, and her whispering and all the little noises and things make me really tense. And I'm like, what is that? And I'm now hyper focused on that. And if I'm lying in bed, there's no way I can get to sleep. There's no way I can drift off. You kind of let that take you away and you're kind of okay with it and you drift off and it helps you.
Yeah, exactly. Because I am hyper focused on all of the little noises in my house. Are my children breathing? What are the dogs doing? What are the cats doing? Is there a car pulling up? Is the door opening? What are my neighbors doing? All of that kind of thing. And my thoughts are racing.
That's like a distraction from all that.
Exactly. And having something, and having something give me instructions to listen to sort of follow a thread, almost like if you're scuba diving and you're holding onto the rope, just follow the rope. Just hold on to the rope. You've only got one choice, brain. You just need to do exactly as you're told. Otherwise, my brain is all over the shop. Mm. So if I give it a job, here you are, brain, just bloop, bloop, like a little chicken, eat the bits of corn, bloop, bloop, go to sleep.
Caw. And I think actually I relate to that because I do the same thing and distract my brain, but it is with talk or comedy. When I go to bed at night, I'll put on a podcast or a talk station or a comedy record, and I'll listen to that, and that occupies me. It's just different. Yeah. And here's the other thing. She's hot, super hot, really hot. And at one point she says, just lie back. And then that puts me in a fired up, saucy mood, and now I'm really not getting to sleep because I'm fired up. She's very hot and very attractive. And then she's got a bottle of something. I'm like, what is that, lube? And then she's super hot, but like I could never do anything with her because I would just keep imagining her talking like that and doing weird gestures, and I would be unturned on at that moment. And it's great that it works for you. To me, it is just like weird, mystical Stevie Nicks witchery.
I can definitely see that. She does give off a bit of a mystical Stevie Nicks vibe. She is definitely of the crystals ilk, which is funny for me because I am not witchy woo in any way, shape, or form. A lot of my friends are, and I love that. And there's something about me that gives off that vibe too. So my friends will often gift me beautiful things. Like I once got a gift from a friend that, and I have to show you, okay, just imagine this. It is a beautiful glass drink bottle with a black neoprene cover on it to stop the glass from breaking. And I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. And then I unzipped the black neoprene to wash it when I first got it. And inside it is a massive crystal. Like a pink crystal.
Is it supposed to go in the water to make the water better?
Right. Okay. It's like in there, just sticking up inside the water. And I was like, oh, wow, that's amazing. Just put that right on top of the list of shit I would never buy for myself, or just completely out of this world for me. One, I love that somebody thought of that for me and thought that I needed some rose quartz activated water. Lovely. But not generally my vibe. I have friends, as you know, a lot of shit goes wrong in my life. And you and I have talked about it before. I had a friend come over and sage my house recently, and I was here for it. I'll fucking try anything at this point because the things keep going wrong. And I'm not witchy woo, but other people are. And I really like this lady who's witchy woo, and she's all about the crystals and the pureincense.com and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it's a good time. And
like I said, it's good that it works for you. And I just wonder if maybe in her private life, she's total opposite. Maybe she's like, yeah, let's go get it. Here we go. And her, I could kind of hang with. That'd be kind of good.
Well, in her private life, I know that she's still very Earth Mama witchy woo because she has another channel where she does all of this companion planting and flower gardening and stuff. And she also teaches Reiki. She's like a Reiki master, which is energy healing. And she teaches other people how to do Reiki.
Well, she is Reiki AssMR. That's her name. So
that sounds like some sort of respiratory disease. It sounds like something you need a puffer for.
Yeah. What is her name? Actually, if people wanted to look her up, I'm mocking it and it doesn't work for me. But if people wanted to look her up, what's her deal? Do you know who she is?
It's ASMR by Anna, I think, or Anna ASMR.
I might have it. If you want to find it, I can find it for you because I have the link here. Just email the show or whatever, and I can find it that way if anybody's interested. So there's that. And then I need to go back there. Okay. I've moved all my stuff, by the way. Everything that was on my left is now on my right. I've moved the position of the microphone. So when I'm looking at the mic, I'm looking towards you. It's going to be better, but I'm kind of out of sorts and I'm backwards. I'm in backwards world, but I'm going to try to get through it. So just going off of what happened before the thing last night, going off of last Friday, here's the question. Do you think our president is a Russian asset? This is a question that came up for me.
I do.
I do too. I know it sounds paranoid, but I think it's never been clearer. That thing with Zelensky, that was totally an ambush. That was obviously planned. The guy stepped out of his cab and they made fun of the way he was dressed and he looked very dapper and fine to me. And they were just complete fuckers to him. And I think that he secretly has deals with Russia and either stands to make tons of money from it or is literally a Russian agent. I don't know which, but either way, I think he's absolutely working for Russia. He may not even know he's working for Russia. And this is just my opinion. This is not anything I can be put in jail for because it's my opinion. If I do get put in jail, remember that we need to help me with the ACLU. And Emily, you can martyr me, but in a living way. That's what I want to say here today before I get thrown in jail. So what is going on? What's your guess as to what's happening?
So it's not really my guess, but there have been reports. So there was actually a former Soviet and Kazakh security official that claimed that President Trump was recruited in 1987 by the KGB and was assigned the codename Krasnov. So it's not that it's...
that sounds conspiracy and weird to me, and I don't know that I go with that. But if that is true and we find out in 3 years, I wouldn't be surprised either.
And apparently he was part of a recruitment drive in the 80s where they were trying to recruit big US businessmen, and that he's been an asset since that time. And a soft asset potentially, but an asset nonetheless.
Well, of course he's a soft asset. He can't get it up. Well, I guess he can, but, anything I can do to mock that guy, fuck that guy. So it's interesting to think about. I don't know if I believe that, but I think he is a Russian asset, and it's like he may even be a pawn in the game and not even know it because he's so old, feeble, and stupid. And I think there are deals in place. And it's either that or piss tapes. There were rumors for a while that he went over to Russia and there was weird sex stuff going on with piss tapes and that Putin has piss tapes on him. That's very possible and likely too.
Yeah, definitely maybe, as the album's called.
I just keep thinking, what do we need to do to get through this? And I see things changing slightly, a little bit week to week, and it's all happening so fast that I feel like at least his own people, his own MAGA kooks, are starting to get turned off. And when grandma starts dying because he's gotten rid of Medicaid, that's going to make some impressions. And I just don't know what needs to happen. Again, if I could get out of this country, I would.
I went on the internet earlier today, which I probably shouldn't have, but started reading, are you happy with Donald Trump's presidency? And there was a lot of yes happening.
You see those little things come up in the news reports that his approval rating is down and it's huge and he's getting buried. And then you open up the article and it's clickbait designed to get you to open it because it's only Democrats that are in their mid-30s say he's doing a disastrous presidency and everybody else still thinks it's great. So I do think it's changing a little bit week by week, and that's my hopes. And civil war and revolution may be coming. Get ready, everybody. Maybe I'll buy a gun. I'm so anti-gun, I never would want to own a gun, but I'm thinking maybe we're getting to a point in history where that needs to happen. Are you gun people?
No.
No, I wouldn't think that's a good idea. You got kids, too.
We're not gun people.
You got kids and dogs. Those dogs, they'll grab a gun and start shooting at everybody. Jesus.
The dogs, don't be ridiculous. It's the cats.
Well,
those things are fucking assholes.
Yeah, good point.
They'll shoot you in your sleep.
I've seen
in your
it.
back while you're taking a shit. Cats can't be trusted.
It just made me think of Gene Hackman. What the hell happened there?
What is happening with that?
Very weird, very strange. You would think immediately carbon monoxide poisoning, but then they're saying
they tested
no.
negative.
Yeah. And they're going to probably figure that out. They have to at some point. It's got so much focus on it. But my question that came up just in my head right now was, if you die and you're lying there on the ground, who's going to be the first to eat you, your dog or your cat?
I can answer that question because I know the answer.
You had somebody that died and you saw them get eaten?
No, but people have done the study.
Oh, okay.
And it's cats.
Okay, that's what I would think.
Cats will eat you before the dog will.
Yeah.
It's proven.
If a cat will jump up on furniture and knock all your shit off the furniture, it kind of says where they're at with their attitudes in life. So
yeah, it'll definitely be the cats. They'll eat you first. They'll be the first to separate your head from your body.
Do they start there? Do
Yes.
they like, I'm going to eat that head, and they try to take the head off, do you think?
They'll eat the neck.
Oh, start at the neck.
I mean, someone can fact check me, but for some weird reason, I did investigate this.
Yeah, I mean, if you can determine that cats aren't assholes, please let us know.
Yeah, I mean, good luck to you.
Yeah. Alec Baldwin, remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's he going now that he's been acquitted of murder?
Well, remember how he's ultra intense and left? He's very left.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't aware of that.
He is. He's super ultra left, hates Trump, threatened to leave the country, very intense left guy. And also remember how so many YouTubers are talentless assholes? Remember how that happens with YouTubers? Well, there was one talentless asshole YouTuber that put on a bad Trump wig and a suit and got in Alex's face as he was unloading his car in New York. Because apparently that's a clever bit. If you want to get really clever and creative with your comedy, you do that and you stand outside and harass Alec Baldwin.
A famous person in the street. Okay, cool.
How do you think that went?
Violently.
Oh, almost. That's kind of what I would have hoped for after hearing this. But I have audio of this great YouTuber, and I'll play it for you, and we'll see what we both think.
Alec, it's your favorite president. Look, Alec, I will offer you a total pardon because I want to be friends, right?
And remember, by the way, you mentioned it just briefly earlier. He was accused and almost tried for murder, and he got off of that. And there was that tragedy that, no matter how you look at it, was an accident where he shot and killed that woman. So
I will give you a total pardon for murdering that woman. If you kiss the ring, Alec. Kiss the big, beautiful ring. Come on, Alec. Come on, look at Alec Baldwin, right? He did that impersonation of me. It was not too hot, not too good.
I feel like this impression is not that good to begin with, and that this guy is an utter piece of shit. Whatever you think of Alec Baldwin, that's my impression of this. Thoughts?
Sorry, I thought that there was more. I'm like pausing for the next stanza.
I'm pausing for
I
Emily.
agree. I think that this is, I think it's terrible. What a traumatic thing. One, he has already gone through this with his family. This is now old news for Alec Baldwin and his family. He has had his day in court. He's gone through it. Now, of course, talking about the family who lost a person and the victim in this horrible thing, obviously they're not over it, but this is a private matter. We shouldn't be chasing people around with this tragedy. That's terrible.
Yeah. Like, I'm for edgy comedy and I like stuff that makes you go, ooh, but this guy just sucks and he's going after the really ultra low hanging fruit.
Not too hot, not too good. But look, we're back in office. You lost. Kamala lost. She's somewhere getting intoxicated. Look at that suitcase. Unbelievable. Well, Alec, if you don't want that pardon for murdering that woman in cold blood, you can call it first degree, you can call it whatever you want, but it was not good. She's looking down on me right now, smiling, happy. Thank you for confronting the man who took me out, who killed me.
Like, it's not even clever comedy. It's just, I'm going to be as much of a dick as I can be.
I'm gobsmacked.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
No, you realize, but
Whoa.
no, look at me. I want you to look at me.
Sure.
You know, you got a camera on me?
The ring? No, it's the ring.
But you realize my kids live in this building, right? But I want you to know something.
We love the children. We're doing great deals for the children.
So be real careful.
Okay.
If this camera was here, I'd snap your fucking neck in half and break your fucking neck right out. So you know that, don't you?
Okay. All right, Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin, ladies and
Now the guy sheepishly walks off like, oh, geez, I so wanted to see Alec Baldwin snap his fucking fucking neck. I'm so anti-violence. I'm the guy that says violence isn't the answer. I'm the guy that when the Will Smith thing happened said what a big piece of shit Will Smith was. But this guy, I want to see Alec Baldwin snap his neck. God damn it. Why can't good things happen?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Let me see if I can back this up and play it again, because
and
I
that
like
guy
where he's like, okay, if I hadn't been on trial 8 times for assaulting camera people already and there weren't cameras going.
Okay.
If this camera was here, I'd snap your fucking neck in half and break your fucking neck right out. So you know that, don't you?
Okay. All right, Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin, ladies and gentlemen, class act. Believe me. Believe me.
Get out of here.
Okay.
I want you to get out of here.
Oh, he's yelling at me. Look, your favorite president's leaving.
I want you to
Your
get out.
favorite I'm a citizen of this. I was born and raised in New York City.
Good comeback,
I love
dude.
you, Alec.
So that guy is just a genius, and he's going to just live his life in anonymity because he's obviously got nothing happening there.
What a fucking loser.
Yeah, like that is the YouTube culture with a lot of the young kids that have decided, oh, we're going to make comedy, and that's their answer to comedy. And I don't want to be like, oh, when I was a boy, we listened to Bob Newhart, but Jesus Christ, Bob Newhart's way better than that fucking loser
People
shit.
find that funny. Is it because it makes them feel uncomfortable and they mistake the feeling of uncomfortability for comedy? You know, if that was the case, why aren't we like reaching up inside everybody's pants and shirts? Because that feels uncomfortable too.
Yeah.
It's all a bit fucking aggressive. I don't like it.
I interpret it, and I don't know that I'm right, but I interpret it as like teen angst and that Gen Z angst, that they're full of that aggressive hormonal thing, and they don't know anything good. They haven't grown up with anything good. So when I used to go to metal shows and pump my fist to Iron Maiden, they don't have that, and they just have shitty YouTube videos, and that's what they've come to know. So they kind of grow up with that. And this guy, it's not even a good impression. He looks like he's about 23 years old, and he's got that smug look on his face where he thinks he's clever. And it's just, no, you're a dick, and you're a loser, and you're never going to go anywhere.
Yeah. What a wanker. I hope that it buries him. I hope that he learns his lesson from this.
And it seems very deliberate of, oh, okay, now I'm going to get this. And boy, I'm going to get the clicks. Watch when I post this to YouTube. Well, you suck. Go away.
Well, I think that's what it is too, actually. It is, let me do something heinous because the worse I can do, the more views.
Yeah.
It's like that Gabby Petito. I hope I said her name correctly.
I think it's Petito.
Yeah.
Either
Petito,
way,
maybe.
the girl
Either
that got
way.
killed.
So the girl who was murdered by the guy whose name I know, but I'm not going to say because he's a fucking cock. And the parents 100% were a part of that. They 100% knew that he did it. They 100% aided and abetted him. So it's like that. So she only ever filmed one video. It had less than 500 views before her murder and before people knew about her. And then now it's got millions and millions and millions and millions of views. And it's just the sad reality of the world that we live in, is that the worse something is, the more heinous something is, the worse the story, it gets eyeballs.
It's the true crime thing. When COVID happened, part of what happened during COVID was big reality shows, that shitty Tiger King thing, and true crime was through the roof, whether it be podcasting or video or whatever. It was the biggest thing ever. And it was such a morbid, morose time, and people had nothing else to do, and they got obsessed with that. I think that could be part of it too.
Yeah, without a doubt. I never watched Tiger King.
Oh, good for you. I watched a couple of them because everybody was saying just how great it was. And oh my God, it's bad reality show with bullshit trash people that you would never want to have anything to do with. And it's like, okay, stereotype of white trash. There they are. They're right there for you, you know? Here's just a weird, brief thing that will lead us into this story. Name the next lyrics of the thing I am about to say and hum for you. Let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. Just.
Oh my God, it's Let's Get Crazy by Prince, and I can't remember the rest of the lyrics of my
Nobody
whole...
knows that lyrics. That's why I did that, and I would have played it, but the things are stupid with copyright nowadays. But it's look for the purple banana till they load us in the truck. Let's go crazy. How does that make any sense? I think it's some kind of phallic symbol Prince was doing there, but I don't know. I don't understand it. That song is about living life in good and evil and doing the right thing and having a big party when it all goes to shit. But anyway, the purple banana. Speaking of bananas, see the transition there? Mm-hmm. Have you heard about the new super banana?
I have not, but I have some facts about bananas. Please do continue.
Of course you do. I should have assumed.
Yeah.
The story is this week, British scientists have changed the fruit's genetics so it remains firm, fresh, and yellow for about 24 hours after being sliced open. So you slice it open, it's good for 24 hours. It doesn't go bad. Same taste, smell, sweetness, and texture, except the flesh doesn't go brown as quickly. That in mind, would you eat this? It seems like GMO bullshit to me, and I would want to avoid it.
Well, I would too. It's not the first time scientists have fucked with our bananas, Stu.
That sounded like such an anchor moment. Well, Stu, let me tell you, it's not the first time our bananas have been fucked with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you ever had banana-flavored medicine?
No. I don't usually take flavored medicine, maybe for the kids nowadays. Is that what that is?
Have you ever had banana-flavored candy?
Probably, when I was
Have you
in my
ever
teens.
remarked upon how banana-flavored candy doesn't quite taste like the broadly available Cavendish banana?
So many flavors are made in a laboratory, and I'm sure that's where you're going.
Great.
Yeah.
However, where was the reference? Where did the reference come from? Why is it so different? Oh, what a great question, Stu. I'd love to tell you why. So there was a varietal of banana actually called, I think it was like the Gross McKeel banana or something. And it used to be broadly available back in the day. And it had that flavor profile, which was more closely aligned to banana-flavored candy. Banana-flavored milkshake. Ever had a banana-flavored milkshake?
No, but you're kind of blowing my mind here. What you're saying is fake banana flavor is actually more realistic of original banana flavor, and original banana kind of went away.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy crap.
There was a fungal disease, right? It was called the Panama disease, and it pretty much wiped out this variety of banana. And the Cavendish banana, which is the banana that we all think of, became the dominant banana. And so now we all think now that faux banana flavor is fake and artificial flavor.
But it's actually real.
But it's actually old school banana flavor. Bum, bum, bum.
Holy crap. I went into this banana story not even knowing about your banana facts. I had no idea about your banana facts.
Well, there we go. So now not only are we missing a banana, which is sad. So now we're mourning the loss of the gross.
Yeah, I'm feeling bad now.
But now they're fucking with our bananas. Now we're not able to go straight to Browntown with the bananas. Now they're going to hang around looking fresh for longer than they should. I don't feel good about that. How am I supposed to know? I feel like when it's brown, you're not supposed to eat it.
You don't know where your banana flavor comes from. Which banana flavor is it, goddammit?
Yeah, not good. And I feel like brown is the symbol to say, don't chug it down if it's brown. But now...
Let it mellow if it's yellow, something.
Yeah,
It was a big
now
thing
how am I
when
going to
you were
know?
told not to use the toilet. And then also... You said the original banana went away because of the Panama disease.
Yeah, that's right. And so
do you think that's where the Van Halen song came from? Panama. I think that's what they were thinking of when they wrote that song. They were all sitting there eating a banana, and Dave went, hey, I'm going to write a song about where our banana flavor went.
where our banana flavor
sure
came
what
from.
happened there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the only thing that makes sense.
We're connecting the dots. So there's this new banana that apparently you can peel it and let it just sit for 24 hours and it's totally fine. And they say that it's safe. They say the technique is different to genetic modification as it makes precise changes to an organism's existing genes without the introduction of foreign genetic material. I totally believe that, don't you?
You know,
Scientists
I
and their
believe
food.
the words, and
Yeah.
I've heard them all before, just never in that order. And so I'm happy for that to be true. I still don't want to put it in my body.
I agree.
And have you ever seen the experiment? And I invite everybody to look it up on the internet. But there was a scientist who got one of those cheeseburgers from McDonald's and some fries, and they put it under a dome and they put a camera on it for a year and just watched it as it didn't decompose. And now all I can see in my mind's eye is a little banana under a dome, just not decomposing, like some sort of fast food monstrosity. And now I'm sad.
It would start to go after 24 hours, and I'm kind of okay with accepting that. But at the same point, I feel like it's something they tell you is going to be fine, and then you find out in 10 years, oh, sorry, you've got horrible pancreatic cancer because we didn't really understand that thing with the bananas we told you. That's where I figured it would go. Either that or that's how these horror movies start. It's always scientists screwing something up, and the next thing you know, we've got 100-foot bananas walking around squashing buildings, or zombie bananas, something like that. That's how it all starts.
Yeah, it's just 2 steps away from ginormo ass cancer. And does it really go brown after 24 hours, or are they just hoping that we've all eaten them within 24 hours?
They say they've tested it, and you can peel it and let it sit, and it won't go bad. And the point in this article is they say, yeah, hey, you can put this in your fruit salads now, and it's not going to get all gunky and shitty. And okay, I'm not that big on fruit salads, and spoiling bananas are not a problem for me because I peel them and eat them when I want to eat them, except the fact that when you buy bananas, you have about a 15-minute window when they're good. They're like avocados. You have like 15 minutes to when they're good. But beyond that, I don't need GMO, or as they allege, non-GMO bananas. I don't need to get into that.
Fuck, I mean, don't even get me started on avocados. As you know, that's why we're finishing the show at 1:55 today, because I have an avocado that is going to be ripe between 1:55 and 2:10.
We'll have an alarm go off. Avocado alarm.
Exactly. Whoa! If we finish even 5 minutes late, that thing is going to be fucked. So I've got to get
avocado.
downstairs and make my sandwich lickety-split.
No guacamole for your chips. Katy Perry in space. Blue Origin, the Jeff Bezos company, is launching an all-female crew into space. Katy Perry will be launched. Do you think the plan is just to leave her out there? Like maybe they said, oh, you know what? She's super annoying. Hey, Katy Perry.
Is or should?
Just take her out into space and we'll just leave her there and not bring her back. It could be, maybe is. I'd like to think that. Maybe it's a thing where they've identified, not saying she's not talented, but she's super annoying. Leave Katy Perry in space.
She's so fucking annoying, and she's rapey too. I can't get out of
Overbearing.
my head. There's just one time there was a young boy who'd never kissed somebody on American Idol or whatever
Yeah.
show it was, and she did that on the show, and I am so upset by that. I thought it was so gross and awful that I've just never gotten over it, and she is so annoying.
Everybody
that-
has that friend that is just a little too much, except she's way too much, and you could never hang out with her because she's just so overbearing.
Incredibly overbearing. The thing that I don't understand, though, is that a character that she's playing, or is that who she really is? Because if
I
that
think
is
that's who
she
she's
really
become.
is-
She's had all her stardom, and she was the Taylor Swift of 10 years ago, and I think that's just where she's at.
I don't think that Taylor Swift's ever going to become like that.
I would hope not. Yeah, she's going to break up with that dude and date me. That's the plan.
Did you hear about the funny comeback that Travis Kelce had to Tom Brady?
No.
Tom Brady said something on the internet. Don't ask me what platform, I've got no idea. But he said, if Travis Kelce had been more focused on the game then Taylor Swift, they would have had a three-peat. And Travis Kelce said, no offense, I love the guy, but if he'd been more focused on his wife, then he'd still be married.
Not a Travis Kelce fan, but that's a pretty great comeback. That's really good.
Burn.
Yeah. She rolls her eyes when he does his singing and his karaoke, and I can't believe that they're going to stay together. But anyway, Katy Perry in space. Also going into space with her is Lauren Sanchez, Bezos' girlfriend. Wonder how she got that job. Wonder how she gets to go into space. I wonder, is she going to wear a space suit, or is it going to be a white frilly bra top like she did at the inauguration? Maybe that'll be her space outfit.
Who else are they going to have in the all-female crew? They're going to have some female astronauts.
Yeah,
surely.
It's all females this time around. It's Chicks Night Out in space. And I think the rest are scientists and people that actually deserve it, as I understand it. So,
because I've got to say, if it's an all-female crew, you've just named a couple of celebrities.
Yeah.
But for sure, there's going to be some scientists and astronauts on there. And I'm interested to know who's going to be propping up the team for those two passengers. I mean, they'll have to go through training too. That's the other thing. I mean, Katy Perry and these, as annoying as fuck as she is, all of these celebrities who do all these big stage performances, they have to be pretty fit. With the exception of Madonna, who basically gets tied to a cherry picker and then just vibrates.
Well, you know, it will be that point where they decide to leave Katy Perry in space because they're going to try to train her, and she's going to be like, well, let me tell you something, Mr. Scientist Man. And she's just going to be that Katy Perry, and she's going to annoy them. And they're like, okay, enable secret plan 3AB. We're going to leave her out there when we go because we just can't take it anymore. Enough.
I wonder how... I can't imagine anything worse than becoming a pop star. And I saw this really cute cartoon that I nearly sent you this morning, and it was, you'll have to visualize it with me. It was for Wibbly. It was a Wibbly family. You know, the inflatable dancing.
Okay, those are called Wibblies?
Yeah, well, that's what I call them. What do you call them?
I call them the things at the car dealership when they don't have a good way to promote their dealership.
Great. So the Wibbly family is all sitting down for dinner, and the father is saying to the son, I don't care. You will dance naked in front of a car dealership like the rest of your family.
We come from a long time tradition.
A long tradition of dancing in front of a car dealership naked. This is what our family does. And I think about that almost like, you know, who breaks the tradition? So all of these, like so many of these pop stars and country stars, and they get interviewed, and there was a guy, some country star was getting interviewed on the radio the other day, and he was a mechanic beforehand, and they had him do all sorts of weird shit, like trying to identify what's wrong with this fucking car, and like playing noises. You know, radio shtick is so funny, and of course I listened. I thought, did he get anything? No idea. But there's always got to be one and who's got to break tradition. And I love how pop stars largely come from really weird backgrounds. And I got onto this because Katy Perry is one of them. She was a Christian pop rock star, and her dad was a pastor. And I don't know if her family have patched things up or not, but wow.
It's amazing what money will do as well. When you're making a lot of money and maybe you pay off your parents' home, maybe that helps and that kind of thing. Yeah, I had heard that, and that's part of why it was such a big controversy with her family, even when she kissed a girl and she liked it, because they were like, oh, they're hardcore Christians, and that was not good for them.
No, terrible for them.
Yeah.
Just, you know, very, very, very bad. And I think there's lots of people who are in that pop star, rock star category who are sort of disowned by their parents and that sort of stuff. Someone who isn't, though, is, I think, Chappell Roan.
Right.
I think her family is, like, super supportive and everything. But so many of these people come from incredibly humble beginnings. Prince is a good example of that. And just these it seems to be no rhyme nor reason for where these flowers bloom, I guess, is my point.
I think that you have to have at least a little bit of adversity to be in the entertainment business, because it makes you want to be the focus and attention all the time, or at least part of the time. I think that's part of the thing. And that adversity kind of breeds talent, because you look at all the great records that were made by people that were going through horrible things in their life, and drug addiction and this terrible thing and that terrible thing. And I think that has a lot to do with it. It creates a need to get that out of you. Like the greatest Alanis Morissette record was when she was struggling and dealing with horrible relationships. And then she had success and her records were terrible. Her last 3 or 4 records were terrible. And I was a big fan of her early stuff.
She's having a bit of a resurgence.
Yeah, and she can still do it. She was on the Fire Aid concert the other.
Fire Aid concert.
She was great.
She was so great. Robert the drug dealer watched that, and the real standout for him was Alanis Morissette. So he started playing that again on repeat, and like all of her acoustic stuff. But yeah, real standout was... Yeah.
She's always been really talented, and even though her records have sucked, she's very talented, and I've seen her a few times, and just always dead on great performance. So
I've never seen her live.
Oh, she's great. I've seen her 2 or 3 times, and yeah, just killer. Just what was in that Fire Aid show. I mean, she was old doing that, and even when she was younger, she was just great. So
amazing. And she's not short, but the lady that she was singing with looked like a fucking giant in that Fire Aid concert. That was the only thing I can remember from that Fire Aid concert, by the way. And I had to look up the height of the other singer. I can't even remember her name. She was blonde. And anyway, she's a giant. Just go and have a look at it. She's not even that big, but Alanis Morissette looks diminutive because she's wearing cons and a suit. And this other woman looks like a skyscraper.
I think I missed that part of it. Maybe I only saw one song or something. I didn't see the other woman in the concert. Interesting. All right, we'll move on to this now. Eminem, speaking of music, did a festival show recently. I don't think he's on tour, but he was out at a festival, and I have some audio that I can play for you of the show. It's kind of interesting. Here you go.
And I don't want to cause any controversy, so I won't say no names. But this motherfucker, Donald Trump, I can't stand. So, before we get into this next song, lady, we would like to request something of you. When I say fuck, you say Trump. Fuck. Fuck. When I say fuck, you say Trump. Fuck. Fuck. Cause he's got our country fucked up in America.
So that's how that went. I'm not even an Eminem guy, but I now like him. I now want to buy every piece of music Eminem has, because that is good promotion, and way to go for him.
Yeah, he's great. I like him.
And there you go. So go see Eminem if you can. And I think things are starting to change in this world, and we'll see them slowly until the revolution. That doesn't make sense. It's either going to go slowly or a revolution. Either way, I'm right. Good way to work it out, Stu. But I would...
Just work it out, Stu. Just walk through it. Just keep walking through it. Just 1 foot at a time, bro.
Either way, it's going to be this, or it's going to be that. It's going to be sunny, or it's going to be rainy. One of the two. I am now going to be a weathercaster.
Solid. Yeah. I like it. Welcome back to Disorganized Weather, where you don't know, and neither do we.
There you have it. So we'll end the show there. It's been a delight and a fun as always.
It's always an absolute pleasure. And tell us what the weather is by putting your head outside.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, take a look. I predict it's going to be sunny or rain. Or maybe snow. Could be snow. Could be snow depending on where you are. I always forget about our snow people.
The snow people.
And the local weather guy here, Jesus Christ. If you ever want something entertaining, those of you in other parts of the world, Google Dallas Rains. That is his legitimate weather name. And he's this guy approaching his 60s that is redder than Trump because he must go to a tanning bed. And he's got big preacher hair, and he's got weird shiny suits, and he talks like this, like the old-timey guys do, and I've got weather coming for you, and he does little promos coming up. The rain is coming tonight at 11, and he always shakes his fist into the camera, tonight at 11, and he's just one of those stereotypical, very entertaining guys that, okay, I want to know the weather, but really I'm watching just because he's so outrageous and stereotypical and weird.
And he's the rain?
He's Dallas Rains.
He's the rain that's coming.
If there's rain coming, he says, I've got rain coming to Orange County tonight. He says he's got the weather. It's like he's controlling the weather is kind of what he implies. Dallas Rains.
This is fantastic. I want to see all of his tapes from the champagne room.
I'll see if I can find something very Dallas Rains and send it to you. You will enjoy it. All right. So there we go with the tradition. We ended the show and then restarted it again. So now we can actually end it.
Ring, ding, 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 ding. They were like Elon Musk on stage with the fucking chainsaw.
It's weird because as you did that, I said she's starting a chainsaw. Theater of the mind. Everybody have a great week.
Be safe out there, kids.
Okay, you know how this goes. Like us, subscribe, tell your friends, write a nice review, engage with us. We're Total Babble on Instagram, on Facebook, on Threads, and on Blue Sky. Email is show@totalbabble.com. The Total Babble Podcast.
When the pressure falls around those big lows, the air starts blowing into the center of these storms up to hurricane velocity. You can see 70, 75 mile per hour winds there, and it's low latitude too.